A lot of the times, the thing that we find the most uncomfortable, the thing that we least want to do, is where the most growth actually happens. The things that we don't want to face within ourselves are the same things that if we face will bring us more peace and more growth and transformation in our life. Sometimes the things that people tell you that you need to hear are not the things that you want to hear, but will allow you to shift to a higher level and transform into a greater version of who you are. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how true growth really happens and how to transform into a greater version of you. And this is not what you think, and a lot of people are not going to want to hear this, because this is the truth about true transformation and true growth. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally to grow into the version of you that you really want to be, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. So the first thing I want you to understand is that true growth spiritually, physically, whatever the case is, your consciousness, your physical body, it all has a common theme. The first thing I want you to understand is that oftentimes true growth really happens in adversity, in challenge. And also not only in challenge, but when we can accept the adversity. Because adversity can bring you into a lower frequency. It can lower and make you go backwards. Or if you have enough consciousness to accept the adversity, it will literally raise your frequency and help you to transform to a greater version of you. Oftentimes, when we can learn to accept adversity, that's what makes us feel better. Accepting that we don't feel good is what allows us to feel good. The resistance to not feeling good is making you feel worse than you were to begin with. So imagine this. You imagine somebody doesn't feel good and they have an adversity, but not only are they not feeling good, they don't feel good about feeling good. They're judging not feeling good. It's almost like you're taking gasoline and you're throwing it into the fire. You're not putting out the fire and releasing all the fire. You're literally adding gasoline. When we're resisting challenges, when we're resisting adversity, that's exactly what we're doing, is we're adding fuel to the fire. So actually, to truly grow is to put the fire out. And the way you put the fire out is by accepting adversity. Some of the most powerful growth experiences I've ever had in my life, I don't think growth experiences is English, and if that's the right way to say that, but some of the most powerful meditations I've ever had in my life, where I grew to the highest levels, were actually in extreme discomfort. The meditations that I really didn't want to do, that had a lot of fear, a lot of discomfort, a lot of shadow. When I had enough consciousness within me to sit there and embrace that shadow, guess what happened? My frequency got higher. I cleansed a part of my shadow. I grew into a greater version of myself. At the human level and at the highest level, I connected more to my higher self, and my human self got better because I integrated the shadow into my human self. When we can integrate the adversity, you are going to grow. You are going to grow to a greater version of who you are when you can learn to accept adversity, accept discomfort that comes your way. Because the truth is, life is going to challenge us. Life is going to bring us problems. Life is going to bring us things that bring up fear. One day, we're going to experience loss. We're going to experience challenge. We're going to experience negativity. And either you can put it into your hands to build your consciousness, to learn to come to terms with that negativity, or you can fight that truth and create resistance in your life and create unnecessary suffering. So true growth is really to accept the adversity that comes your way, to learn to find peace in that adversity. And the second thing I want you to understand is that a lot of growth can happen in our life, and true growth really happens when we can feel into the darkness 100%. When I started meditating a couple years ago, what I used to do was I had that masculine approach. I was like, okay, if I meditate, no matter what, no matter how I feel, I will grow. And that's exactly what happened. My consciousness got higher. My mindfulness abilities to accept the present moment as it is got better. And I grew a lot. But at some point, and this happens, like I've been meditating for 5 years, and this happens, this is part of the path. You think you're advanced, and then you realize that actually your ego can trick you into staying in your comfort zone. And that's what happened to me. This is what happens to us sometimes. We get stuck in our comfort zone, we don't push into the discomfort zone, and we don't grow. Your growth is never going to happen in your comfort zone. I'm gonna say that again. Your growth is never going to happen in your comfort zone. Now, what does this mean? First of all, what does it not mean? Well, it doesn't mean that you have to be in resistance your whole life. I'm not saying that life isn't about feeling good. I'm saying that resisting not feeling good is creating you to stay stuck in that lower vibrational frequency. So by learning to accept that you don't feel good, you end up feeling good. I'm not saying this video, I'm not recording this video to make you think like, okay, Francis is saying to always be in misery, never feel good. No, I'm recording this video to help you to find peace in not feeling good so that you can feel good. And by facing the darkness within you, in your meditations, in certain areas of your life that you're afraid to face, by shining your light of consciousness on the darkness, that is where true growth happens. That's where it really happens. A lot of people don't want to hear this, but that's the truth. If you told me this at many moments in my meditation journey, I didn't want to hear it. But I always remember this again and again and again. True peace happens in the allowing of discomfort. And the third thing I want you to understand is that we need to start to learn to find lessons in the bad, in the adversity. Because if you can start to accept the adversity as it is, you'll understand that actually you don't need to suffer. And sometimes we need to suffer to realize that we don't need to suffer. We need to feel into adversity, pain, and negativity to realize that we don't have to allow that negativity to define who you are and to define your peace. You don't need to allow that negativity to control you. But the way that you do that is by allowing it. This doesn't mean that you're always going to be positive. This means that sometimes you want to embrace the negative and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What is this, because the way I see it is adversity is here to teach us lessons. That's the perspective that I hold. And we can choose meaning. This is not the objective truth, but the subjective way I like to perceive emotions is to find the meaning in it. And although that might actually be a belief system, there might be some truth in that objectively, because actually there's literally, I cannot give you an example where I truly expanded my consciousness in my comfort zone. And thinking back, it was like, yeah, that had to happen for me to grow. I don't think there would have been any other way for me to expand my consciousness to the level that I got if I didn't go through some sort of negativity. Think about Eckhart Tolle. He went through 30 years of misery. He was homeless for 10 years before he had his awakening experience. Now, can you have awakening experiences without going through suffering? Yes, absolutely. But sometimes I notice that these things can happen in our life for a reason. So I want you to start to reframe negativity in your life as perhaps something the universe is showing you to find more peace in your life? Is it possible that what you're going through is here to show you more peace, to show you more of who you are? Is it possible that thing is showing you that if you were to accept it, you would find more peace in your life? So my invitation to you is, if you feel negativity in your life, what would happen if you were to accept it? What would happen if you were to find the lesson in it? Yeah, logically remembering that it's a lesson can be good, but the true growth happens when you can find the logical lesson. Like, yep, maybe it's happening for a reason, but then to actually feel into it, not using your logic, but to allow that negativity to be there. If you're experiencing some sort of negativity, I invite you to find a lesson in it and to allow it to be there. And you might find that it allows you to get to the level of consciousness that you want to be. And like I said, this is not something that a lot of people want to hear. This is not something that a lot of people want to feel into. But I'm here to tell you right now that if you can have that spiritual warrior spirit within you to face the darkness, to allow it, there will be peace on the other side. So that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. If any of these resonated with you, maybe if it brought something up within you emotionally, or if you want to share your experience, leave a comment down below. And if this video gave you some value and helped you in any way, make sure to hit that like button so more people can get that same value as well. As always, have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.